It's Monday night, 7 o'clock. Time for Knightline Live. And I'm Drew Middleton. With me tonight, as usual, is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, I've been practicing here at school. Get this. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Here comes the 0-1, and that's a bit outside. Ball 2.
Baseball.
A little baseball tonight.
You know, you and I are baseball junkies,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like we're volleyball junkies. So this is, whenever spring training rolls around, I love that. You know, you love some spring's right around the corner. So, in honor of that, Jerry, tonight our special guests are gonna be Ryan Seal and Kevin Johnson, assistant baseball coaches, and before the show, these guys were good enough to come early tonight because they were anxious. Okay?
Yeah, they were anxious to get on the air. They got here about an hour early tonight.
They did. Now, nobody ever comes an hour early, but we're going to have to check our scheduler, see how that works out.
They were in the green room, the makeup going and all that stuff. So we'll see how good of a job they did when they come out in a little bit.
But we're going to break down baseball and talk about the team. And, really, you talk about all the sports that we do, and we've had this conversation before. Baseball, as a kid, is probably one of the hardest sports, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest ones to play. Round stick, round ball, ground, dimples, a glove. There's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Well, the ball fields aren't perfect, those balls come and they might take a bad hop every once in a while, but we're going to break it all down with Kevin and Ryan, and we're going to look forward to that. Also, the boys basketball, the Knights, their regular season came to an end last week, and now the real season begins. The guys finished 10-12. We haven't seen that in a long time around here.
No, we haven't. And like you said, the mini season's over.
Yeah.
Now the big season is getting ready to start. And and the thing is, some interesting questions I've seen people asking.
Yeah.
Has a team ever gone into the sectional without winning a game and win the sectional? The answer to that question is yes.
Seriously.
And I don't know who it was, but that is a yes.
Well, all right. So we're going to break down that whole sectional. We'll talk about all the games and all the potential matchups. I think we've said, especially the first night and maybe the second night if the Knights get there, that these are games we could win or we could lose. You just got to be playing your best basketball.
You got to play.
Yeah.
This is the time of year where you start to bust for the last time, or you put gas in it and you go back and play another game.
Yeah.
And it's lose or go home.
And I know all teams playing, the Knights will play on Tuesday night, the second game, which is tomorrow, by the way. It's coming right up. All teams want to gas up the bus and come back. That's the whole thing. Try to get to that next round. So we'll break it down, Jerry.
Yep.
We have all of our scouting done. We'll be broadcasting all the ball games. You and Don Beatty will have the call. We'll do our whole thing. We'll interview coaches, players of the game. Very popular Subway player of the game, by the way.
Yes, it is.
And especially with the other teams that aren't Northeastern teams, because they're not used to that. And so you always see the grandparents and the parents and the friends with their camera phones out. So we'll be doing all that. Again, later segment, we'll talk about that section. We'll break it down. Obviously, no more NFL updates. So we're moving into a new season. You're a NASCAR guy. What do you think about Tyler Reddick? Now, most people watching us probably don't know who Tyler Reddick is, okay?
Yeah.
So talk about the feat that he just accomplished.
Well, no one in history has won the three straight. In
first three.
The first three. No one has ever done it. And you're talking super speedway, a speedway, and then a road course.
Right.
So you're talking three different levels of the competition. And for all these people out here who go, it's rigged, let me tell you, there are so many things that can go wrong, like flat tire, engine. There's all kinds of, an engine lets go, and now there's oil on the track, and people slide into it. There is no way in the world that you could rig this.
Now, I got to ask you a question as a former racer. Okay, is there a huge difference between like the oval and the road course?
Oh yeah.
I mean, is it a different skill set?
It's
a lot
a
of
different
times,
skill set.
A lot of times you'll see NASCAR the teams will bring in a road course specialist.
Yep.
To try to win. So what's the biggest challenge as far as going to a road course?
Well, like Mid-Ohio, when I was running the Indy type cars over there, you would have 26 gear changes a lap.
Wow. So you're
versus on the oval, lock that dude in fourth gear and
you're going.
You're going.
Put the pedal down and you're going.
There's no doubt, except to make a Pocono, you'll have a fifth gear.
Right.
But most of the time you're not shifting gears, so that's the big deal. Your clutch, shift, gas, in the cars, you got 4,000 pounds doing this. Difficult.
Well, I can see that. So a lot of work. The driver's working overtime, because of shifting. He's got to know when to hit that gear. I don't know the terminology, and they got to hit their spots.
Got to hit the spot. Turn in points. It's slow in, fast out. You want to make the straightaway as long as possible.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have if we could get a current driver. We talked about the young man from Lincoln, from Cambridge City.
Oh, I could get.
How about a big name? You get some big names?
I can get a big name.
Well, that'd be kind of
fun.
I'll
work on that.
Yeah, it'd be
when we get, maybe about our last show about Indy time.
Yeah.
I might be able to get us somebody.
Well, we'll have to see if we can nail that down.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk. Just touch on college basketball is getting serious now. We're heading into March Madness as March is here. What do we think, Jerry, of IU and Purdue? Let's start with IU. What are our thoughts?
IU is floundering.
Yeah. Now, how come, I'm wondering if the football team can use their NIL money and put together a championship season. You got to think the basketball team can do that, especially IU is known for basketball. Yep. I mean, but it's been a while since they've had a competitive team there. What are your thoughts on that?
NIL money, I think it's easier to bring in a group of 50, 60 core players with NIL money and have success than it is to bring in 5 or 6, because everybody else in the country is fighting for that 5 or 6. IU was not fighting over those 50 or 60.
Right.
Because a lot of those players were coming from Division II, Division I stuff, and I think that they snuck a lot of players and found a lot of diamonds in the rough. That Signetti, he is a recruiting genius or talent evaluator.
Talent evaluator.
But I think that when you start looking at basketball, that every team has 5 or 6 kids that are capable of winning ball games.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily of any level. And you look at the Big Ten right now, the Big Ten is just beating each other to pieces.
Well, that kind of leads us to Purdue. Okay, now Purdue has been at the top of the Big Ten here for the last few years. They got beat yesterday, I believe, by Ohio State, kind of a middling team.
And at Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, you take the Big Ten, it's hard to win on the road in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You think about the West Coast trip where you play UCLA and maybe Oregon the same weekend, on a Friday, Sunday. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, sure it is. I mean, these
3,000 miles, you're playing at midnight versus 8 o'clock local.
Right.
And there's just a lot of changes and a lot of things are involved in it. And I think that with Purdue, talking about Purdue, I think a lot of this is starting to catch up to them.
Well, nothing screams Big Ten like USC and UCLA. I mean, it's still amazing to me how these things are going.
And again, I don't know if you saw where that team from California is going to join the Mid-American Conference.
No kidding.
And it's only going to cost them a mere $12 million to get into the conference. And it's only for football.
Oh my! What team is that, by the way? Do you remember?
Like San Bernardino State or something like that.
Okay. Well, that's such is the state of college athletics.
Yes.
So IU probably gonna have to have a good Big Ten tournament run to get into the tournament.
I'd say they got to win 2 games.
Yeah, and Purdue's probably gonna get in no matter what.
Probably if they win first round, even if they get beat second round, they'll be in.
Yeah. And then after that, then you it's just like sectionals. It's a different time of year. Let's switch up a little bit. Girls basketball in the state of Indiana, they crowned their champions over the weekend, and one of those champions in 1A were the Borden Braves, a team we saw right here at Larry Moore Gym in the Wings and Rings Winter Classic, and quite an accomplishment. That's back-to-back for them. And but let me go a little further. There were 5 teams total, with Borden being one of them. They won the state championship. Also, Floyd Central, Heritage Christian, Connersville, and LaPel, all teams we saw here in that winter tournament, they all went to at least semi-state. And Connersville, they went to the semi-state championship, and they lost to the eventual state champion, Belmont.
And they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. And they're young, too, by the way, but they are good. So I say all that to say, hey, that was a heck of a tournament we had here. Well, looking back.
And not only were the teams going to the semi-state and to the state, the young lady that we had sing the national anthem from Wapahani High School, Miss Goodpaster, she sang the national anthem for the 3A, 4A, and knocked it out of the ballpark.
So how did that? Are you privy to how that worked out for her?
Well,
how she got to sing?
My understanding is
I mean, that's quite an honor for a young high school
she was
kid.
on, and somebody made a phone call and said, "Man, you should get her to sing the national anthem." And then they listened to the broadcast,
broadcast,
and heard it. And then they called her dad, and her dad said, "Yeah, she'd love to do it." And
that's awesome.
And so that's how it worked out.
Well, because she did it here, all right, during that tournament. She was excellent, rendition of the national anthem. And well, Jerry, maybe we had just a tiny part to do with that.
Maybe.
We'd like to think that.
Again, we'll take
but
credit.
her talent, it was her talent, okay? I mean,
Yeah.
it was her talent that got her there, so quite an honor and good for her.
Yep.
All right, so, not a lot going on.
No.
We're going to talk baseball here in our next segment, and boys basketball. We're kind of almost between seasons now.
Yeah.
Between winter and spring, so we gotta rely on things outside of what's going on here to help fill our time here on Knightline. So
Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking baseball. It's going to be a good time. You're watching Knightline Live. At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
When the professional's vehicle gets sick, they go to All Around Auto Repair and Sales, located in Fountain City. Their SAE certified technicians work on foreign, domestic, and those fun diesels. Work van not feeling good? Or maybe the family car? And don't forget about the Weekend Warrior. Go to All Around Auto, 408 US 27 Fountain City. It's good medicine for your car.
Looking for some good local barbecue? Well, look no further because Ann and the Pigs has arrived. We got tips, ribs, chicken, and our fan favorite, pulled pork sundae. You hungry yet? Well, check out our website at annandthepigs.com to find out where our truck is located next. And if you miss our truck, don't worry, you can cater with us year-round by using our website as well. Ann and the Pigs, bringing tasty where it's needed.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Being aligned with the Better Homes and Gardens brand brings with it a unique approach to identifying, marketing, and servicing distinctive homes. We know that your experience while buying and selling your home is as important as the homes being bought and sold. That's why our affiliated agents are passionate about personalizing every part of your real estate experience to ensure that every moment is distinctive.
In this market, finding a home you love and actually closing the deal is a cause for celebration. And it all starts with a competitive edge from First Financial Bank. We'll get you pre-qualified fast so you can get your offer in first. We even offer programs with low down payment options and reduced closing costs. Plus, our friendly local team is always here to help. A bank that's ready to help you find a home and a reason to celebrate, however you choose to. That's First.
First! You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to Knightline Live. I'm Jerry Middleton. With me, as usual, on Knightline Live is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, I tell you, you may not think it's baseball season outside yet. I mean, I woke up this morning and I'm like, what's this white stuff floating around out there? And can't wait for that 90-minute delay.
Well, let me ask. Have you ever been in a game, Jared? Because you've umpired.
Oh my gosh!
Ever been in a game where you start the game and it's not snowing, but it starts snowing? Have you ever had one of those games?
And I've been at games where they've taken out rakes and raked the ice off the grass in the infield.
Well, we're about to head in that. Boy, I tell you, April. When you're talking about baseball or softball, you bring your winter gear because it's cold. Especially, it could be 75 degrees out, and all of a sudden 5 o'clock rolls around, and you got a baseball game to go to. The temperature goes down a little bit, the wind kicks up, and it's cold.
It's cold.
So But with that, let's think of warmer thoughts.
Warmer
here.
thoughts.
We have our guests here, Ryan Seal and Kevin Johnson, assistant baseball coaches for Northeastern. Guys, appreciate you coming on here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Ryan, let's talk to you first. What I always like to establish on a coach, how did you happen to come coach the team, and what's your background as far as, how you made it to here? Of course, now we're trying to make you a star here, all those people watching, so.
Yeah, no, when Bake took over the program again.
And that's Dave Baker.
Dave Baker, yeah. When he took over the program a few years ago, he asked if I wanted to start the middle school program again. So
okay.
I did so, and then I didn't know at the time that he was baiting me into joining the high school staff as well. So, I enjoyed it, so I continued to go through the high school years, and here I am.
Yeah. Kevin, same question to you. So you've got some baseball coaching experience. We're talking off air.
Sure.
Besides this, so talk about a little bit about your background.
Well, the reason I'm at Northeastern is because of Ryan.
Okay.
Him and I coached our sons together when they were little.
All right.
And all the way up through, and I really had no plans of coaching high school, but then when he joined with Dave, they needed a couple extra hands. So Ryan suggested if they were going to bring somebody in to help, that it would be me. And
you have two hands.
The rest is history. Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, Jerry.
We've had some major upgrades at the baseball facility since Coach Baker and you guys took over. The new press box. I mean, that's really nice. Put new fence up last year around, and I think there's a talk of a scoreboard here soon.
Oh wow!
I don't know about the scoreboard, but yeah, Bake's done a great job the past few years. He's been the lead guy on getting the fence upgrades. The press box was very needed. And I'm sure you guys enjoy watching the games better up there than the old one.
The old one, the wind blow. I'm just stepping on. This is not good.
Yeah, it's a nice. Honestly,
and it provides a nice game day atmosphere too. We got the music there, and it's, true baseball atmosphere.
And one thing people don't realize is how much effort it goes into just taking care of a baseball field and softball field. I mean, it's never ending.
Yeah, Bake's out there all the time doing the chalk lines, mowing. We got a new batch of dirt that we just got spread out there. And then we also have another guy that helps, Adam Kress. He's one of our assistant coaches. He's always bringing his equipment out from home, and he's got the loaders and the tillers and
and here's what I want people to understand is that's up to you guys as the coaches, and you get your kids out on a Saturday morning early. I mean, you don't have a ground crew, right? Am I right, Kevin?
No, practice started at noon on Saturday, and I was there at 10:30 to start dragging and getting that dirt spread. And it took I was surprised how well the field was by the time practice started.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you and that's part. And I'm assuming you don't get ground crew pay extra for that. Is that right? Or does anybody pass the hat or buy you a Subway sandwich?
Bay gets us some new swag every year.
Yeah, some swag.
He gets us a
Here's
new
your hat.
pullover or something.
Gives you a new hat.
New pullover.
Speaking of which, I saw those new hats.
I haven't seen them yet.
I haven't seen them yet either.
Make sure you buy your new baseball hat.
Yeah,
they're nice.
See Coach Baker if you want to buy a hat.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's you guys doing the work. If that field's only going to be as good as your coaches and your maybe some parents might help. I don't know how much involvement is there, but if you don't get it done, the ground crew ain't coming out and doing it for you. You know, especially at these small schools. We're a 2A small school. Well, so that preps us for, let's get into the team. Obviously you guys have goals that you set at the beginning of every year. I like to call it on the whiteboard. It might be a whiteboard, a chalkboard, whatever board you got, okay? So what are some goals, Ryan? I'll start with you. What are some goals you set?
Our goals are just to compete and play baseball for as long as possible.
Okay.
So all of the other stuff, we talk about accomplishments. Our main goal is to always get to victory field. We haven't gotten there yet, but if we were to win conference, for the Wayne County bat will always be at Northeastern because we don't do the Wayne County tourney anymore, and we were the back-to-back champs to keep that bat at Northeastern. But those are just accomplishments throughout the season. Our main goal is to play baseball until mid-June, and if we accomplish some other things along the way, that's great. But we just want to compete every day. I think we talked earlier, in the past 3 years we've played 78 games, and we've only been non-competitive in about 5 of them. So if we can compete, put ourselves in a good chance to win, then we're happy with it.
All right, for our viewers, we had a little mishap in the background there. Nobody got hurt, okay? Everybody's fine, upright. Aiden's fine. Aiden Crane's our executive producer tonight.
No executive producers were hurt in this commercial.
So if you heard that, everybody's fine. All right, so Kevin, let me go to you. Give us some strengths of your team this year that you feel are going to be strengths this year.
I'd say our biggest strength is 5 seniors that have been playing together. I mentioned our kids playing together since they were little, and literally since they were 6, 7 years old.
Okay.
Some of them even younger. Some of them T-ball.
So a lot of continuity there.
Yeah. So, and I've seen it already in just the short couple little practices we've had. Where some of the kids are stepping up to be leaders, which is what they're supposed to do as seniors.
All right, so tell us who our seniors are. We have 5 of them this year.
Yes.
So who are our seniors this year?
We have Logan Seal, Gavin Johnson, Caleb Moore, Aiden Schaefer, and Riley Isaacs.
Yeah, and they're all experienced. They've all played a lot.
Yes.
And so they're veterans now.
Mm-hmm.
How important to you guys as a coach, Ryan, I'll go to you, for the seniors to step up and take that lead. Baseball's a hard sport, all right? I think it's the hardest sport to play for kids, okay, to play it well. Now, we all know the difference between a ball game played well and one not played well. Mm-hmm. We've seen them both. So.
The big thing about baseball is that you're not going to be successful
30% of the time.
30 or 40% of the time in your Hall of Fame and making tens of millions of dollars a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the thing with baseball. Baseball is just a tough sport, and it will knock you down just with the snap of a finger.
Yeah, we talk about the mentality all the time, right? So bad things are going to happen. You're going to make errors. You're going to strike out. We try to minimize those mistakes. Don't compound one mistake with 2. And I think that's the benefit of having, a good group of 5 seniors that's been drilled into them since they've been 6 or 7 years old. Can't believe you pulled out the 6, 7. You're going to get roasted for that.
You guys are getting older, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then, just, feeding off that energy. Our dugout energy has struggled at times throughout the past couple of years, but I think this group of seniors will be able to, keep that energy up and let the younger kids kind of follow in that footstep.
And by the way, Jerry, I think we'll have the seniors on for baseball in a couple weeks. I think we'll work that out, that we'll have them here. All right, so off the air, we talked a little bit, and, what's your lineup going to look like? And the word that comes to mind for me is fluidity. A lot of fluid there, all right?
Yeah.
Fluidity there.
We've got 10 returning guys that have seen varsity time. 8 out of the 10 pitch, and 10 out of 10 can play multiple positions. So depending on who's pitching and who's hitting and wherever we need somebody, they all can play multiple positions. So it's going to be like Little League. You move here, you move there, and we're going to try to find the best possible lineup that we can find.
Now, is one of you guys a pitching coach? Does anybody focus on pitching coach, or do we have a pitching coach?
I don't think.
By committee.
Yeah.
By committee, okay.
Yeah. We've all been around the game long enough to be able to
Can you snap off a curveball, Kevin? That's what I want. At your advanced age, can you snap that curveball off?
I don't even try, really. I throw a lot of batting practice, though.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I usually don't throw curveballs.
Yeah.
We bought a new machine for that.
There you go. Yeah, otherwise you'd be at the hospital in traction every day because your arm
Yeah.
would be hanging.
Yeah, no, it's by committee, and then during the game, we put a lot of confidence in our pitchers and catchers to call their own game.
Okay.
A lot of people have the communication devices. Ask Bake if he'll buy us a communication device.
Well, do they have that in high school baseball?
Yeah, you're allowed to have it now.
Okay.
But we our pitchers have a feel for what they're throwing. Our catchers have a feel for what the hitters are doing. We've been pretty successful the past 3 years on letting our catchers call the game. So
okay.
We coach up. They talk in between innings, and they figure out what they need to do. But we put the trust in them to pay attention to the hitters and everything to call their own game.
We should get one of those. You and me could be on that talking to them down there. Because remember at the sectional when the kid from Shenandoah came up, I said, Rick, there's no way in the world I'd throw this kid a fastball. And what did he do?
Threw him a fastball.
And where'd the ball end up?
Boom.
Off the scoreboard.
Yeah. And it was hit hard.
And it was hit hard.
All right. So I hear the number 8 pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching's important in high school baseball. Not many 90-mile-an-hour fastballs out there, at least that I'm seeing, at least not around here. Do we have anybody who can throw heat like that, Kevin? Let me go to you and Adam. Or what are we looking at here for our pitching staff?
I'd say by the end of the season we may have 1 or 2 that hit 80.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to hit 90.
Yeah, and the 90s is a stretch for a high school
Yeah.
kid. If you throw 85 in high school, you're up there.
I think our average will probably be between 76 and 80 miles an hour.
All right.
Tops.
So spotting the ball is going to be important.
Yes.
Changing speeds, hitting locations,
Yeah.
fielding the ball. We're not going to have anybody that blows it by anybody. But you don't have to do
Right.
that to be successful in baseball.
Right.
So
Right.
we're going to focus on the mental part of pitching and going at it from a strategic standpoint and move on.
So talk about your catchers. Who do you have? It's going to be behind the plate. The Bulldog is going to have to get down and dirty on that 0-2 curveball in the dirt, which we'll bring that up in a minute too.
Catching's
So
a tough
going.
position,
So we're excited. Last year, I think he had the opportunity or the ability to do it. He was a little emotional behind the plate, so we let him grow into it a little bit. But he's got the right mentality. And Carson Hager, very, very good defensive catcher. And this year, I think he has the right mentality for it. He's hungry for it. He wants it.
And what year is he?
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay, so a young kid.
Young guy, yeah. He's going to be going into the season our everyday catcher, and he's just a great defensive catcher.
And so he'll be actually calling the game. Is that right?
He'll be calling the game.
All right.
That's-
Is he going to be looking to the dugout? Does he look to the
Nope.
dugout every year?
I mean, TBD right now,
Yeah, I
but
gotcha.
but no, our goal is for them to have a good feel for the game, and if we feel like we're calling some suspect calls and we give up 3 home runs in a row, we might have a talk with it in the dugout. But,
Right.
no, he learned a lot from last year. Gavin Johnson was an experienced baseball kid. He was our everyday catcher for the most part last year, and I think Carson and him, they would always talk with the pitchers in between innings, and I think Carson's going to make a big leap this year.
Let me ask you this question. We'll go down at the far end here, you Kevin. 0-2. Now, a lot of people, Major League throwaway pitches. I always say a throwaway pitch in high school is 3 pitches to the pitcher because he throws one away, then he's got to throw another one that, for some reason, when they throw one away, the second one is not quite there, and it's usually the third pitch is the one we finally get across. What's our thoughts on 0-2s? Are we going to go at people? Or are we going to...
We don't want to give away our strategy on air with the
Still got to hit it.
watching.
Still got to hit it.
So one thing I will say is we want to keep our pitch count down.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're not going
okay.
to waste a bunch of pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I used to coach with a guy, and he had a phrase that he said. He always said, out and four. He wanted you to get the batter out in 4 pitches.
That would be
and
very reasonable.
yeah. So I really like that mentality, and that's
because there is a pitch count in high school baseball, and you got to stay within that. Is there now? You talk about you guys don't call the pitches from the bench. It's a different philosophy for other schools. I see the catcher always looking over at the bench. I mean, what's the difference, Ryan?
I just think your pitchers are going to have different confidence in different pitches each day.
Gotcha.
So regardless of what I think from the dugout, the catcher's catching every pitch that pitcher's throwing, and the pitcher's throwing every pitch that he's throwing. So they know what's working, they know what's not, what has good movement, what is he hitting best locations with. So we put the confidence in them.
Yeah,
and
that's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Especially you got a sophomore that's going to be catching.
Yeah.
That's a big responsibility. Of course, he's going to be communicating with the pitcher too. I mean, it's a two-man show out
And the
there.
pitcher has the ability to shake him off if he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about hitting. Kevin, as a coaching staff, your philosophy for hitting, what is your philosophy? Is it small ball? Is it that simple? Or are we, a lot of teams will be small ball, a lot of teams just, swinging from the rafters and trying to hit everything 400 feet. So what are your guys' philosophy?
I think every year your philosophy changes a little bit as seniors move on and younger kids step up. But Ryan and I have both always been a big fan of small ball and, bunt it until
making contact.
Bunt it until they can prove they can field it. And
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just competing, right? Strikeout ratio is a big thing for me. The more we can put it in play. I think 2 years ago we were at 19.6% as a strikeout ratio as a team. Our goal is to be below 15%. Last year we were at 14.7%. So we're moving in the right direction. And the more you put it in play in high school baseball, the better things happen. So our average was a little bit low last year, but we're looking for some of those guys that had some off seasons last year to step up this year.
All right, so let's do a little around the horn here a little bit. We talked a little bit off air about this, and I know it's fluid. Let's start in the infield. Let's go from third to first. Who are some kids that possibly could be there? Here, Ryan, go ahead. You had all the names for us.
Carson Hager at the catching position.
Okay.
If he's ever not there, then Gavin Johnson will fill back in that spot. Pitching, pretty much all of them. And from first base, we'll do that with 3.
Yeah.
It could be Max McLean, who's a sophomore. He gives us our best length there. And then depending on who's pitching, because Max he'll also get some time on the mound. Caleb Moore, Logan Seal are both options there as well. Then second, short, and third, you're looking at Rodney Carlin, Gavin Johnson, Caleb Kress, Jarrett Leitner, Aiden Schaefer, if I didn't say him already.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah, I'm probably missing. I might be missing. We've got 10 returning guys, and I think pretty much all of them can play infield. So depends on who's pitching and what we're feeling at that time. So
Yeah, and what about in the outfield, Kevin? Why don't you throw us some names that are going to be out there?
Well, Logan Seal's been 3-year player, varsity
Starter,
player
yeah.
in the outfield. Caleb Kress is hopefully going to fill Caden White's shoes if
Yeah.
that's possible.
Okay. And he's only a sophomore.
Yeah. Then we have Riley Isaacs, and then all those guys that he mentioned too. We practiced Saturday, and everybody did infield drills and everybody did outfield drills.
Okay.
So,
Is there a hope that you try to settle in as the season goes down, Ryan? That you try to settle in as a normal starting lineup?
yeah, our goal has always been about 10 to 12 games in, so almost about a third of the way of the season, to have an idea of our best lineups whoever's pitching. So if Jarrett Leitner's pitching, then what's our best defensive lineup there? If Max McLean's pitching, what's our best defensive lineup there, and so forth. So we move a lot of guys around, try some things out, and then try to figure it out by halfway through the season.
All right. Sectionals this year will be at Centerville. We're familiar with all of we play them all, I think, for the most part, if I remember correctly. So, Kevin, I'll ask you, who are going to be the teams to beat this year? I know we're one. Let's assume.
Northeastern Knights.
Yeah, we're going to be one of them. But who do you look at? Hagerstown's always in the mix somewhere.
Yeah, Hagerstown's always good.
Shenandoah is the defending champion. So.
Yeah. Union County's got a good pitcher. You know, got, if they can use him wisely, you never know what happens with them. So,
I mean, personally, I think that this sectional is pretty much of a toss-up. Now, a lot of it's going to depend on that, as usual, on the draw. But I think there's legit 5 teams that could win that.
Yeah.
And a sixth one, a little luck here and there.
Yeah,
they could walk in.
Yeah, I mean, Winchester's always solid. Yeah. Centerville, you know, they were down for a couple years, but they played some good ball in sectional last year, so they'll have some returning guys coming back. We have a experienced team. Shenandoah, like you mentioned, is always a threat, and then Hagerstown as well. So it's baseball. Yeah. However the ball bounces that day is usually who wins. So you can play a good team on a bad day and beat anybody. So.
Well, you know, you like competitiveness. If you're a fan, a baseball fan, which Jerry and I are, you know, we like close games, tight. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than, you know, pitcher's duel probably. That's probably what, you know, if you get good pitching, that's what you're going to get in high school baseball, you know, and that type of thing.
And that's the other thing. When you play, this isn't like the major leagues where you got this rotation, you're going to play a team 4 times or 3 times. And in high school, sometimes you might be playing a team that they've got to rain out. So they got a conference game, us, and a conference game. And so you might see their number 4, number 5 pitcher. And you wallop them. And then come sectional time, now you see the number 1 or number 2. And baseball is just that strange thing in there with that, which is what makes it fun.
Yeah. Well, I've always said, and you guys probably follow baseball, it's like, who's going to win today? Well, it's who's pitching.
Yeah.
All right? Tell me who's pitching. Yeah. And I'll tell you who's, because it's all about pitching. You know, especially if you got it in high school baseball, if you have a dominant pitcher, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough, and you got to be.
It can be a bad day for anybody.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. So, but not far. When do you guys start?
We start 2 weeks from today. March 16th is our first day. So
okay, when's your first game? Do you know?
March 31st against a new opponent at New Haven. So we take a long trip.
Yeah, where is that?
It's on the east side of Fort Wayne.
Yep. Okay. So, well, hopefully it won't be snowing up there.
You can bypass around and turn left.
All right. And what are they, a 2A, 3A school? Or
I think they're a 3A school.
3A school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then we picked up Lapel this year, who's always a pretty powerful program.
All right. There'll be a conference foe starting next year.
As well as a doubleheader with Triton Central this year as well.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
That's going to be a tall task for a doubleheader there.
Well, I noticed you got a lot of doubleheaders, home doubleheaders. I noticed on your schedule this year, and I think Triton Central they're home.
They're home, yeah.
So we'll get to do a lot of baseball, Jerry. I think.
I think so. I think our first baseball broadcast is April the 6th, which is a Monday night.
Oh wow!
So we won't have Knightline on, though we could. If the game got over early enough, we could run over here because everything's just set up and do the post-game show.
Yeah, but will we be in shape to do it? That's going to be the key.
No, that's going to be that's long.
Well, guys, we appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having us.
Hopefully, we want success. You know, we're homers here, and we want to see some homers, I guess, you know. Want some success, and, you know, especially in that sectional, if you have a chance. You know, especially if you're a senior. You know, they haven't had a chance to see victory yet in that sectional, I don't think.
Nope.
Boy, now would be a good time for that.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be talking to you during the season.
All right. Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be talking a little bit of boys basketball sectional coming up on Knightline Live. Harmon sheds are custom built to your specifications and needs. But wait, there's more. Harmon Sheds build privacy fences, decks for your pool, beautifully designed decks for all around your home, and detached pavilions. Let Joe and the crew do all the work, so all you need to do is relax.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
So I recommend Dr. Johnson all the time over the years. Many people have come to Dr. Johnson for my recommendations. And if people live 50 miles away and they tell us they have this problem and they're going to have an operation, we say, no, go see our chiropractor, Dr. Johnson.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
This is Rick Fletcher. When my car needs repair, I take it to 715 Simharjan Parkway in Richmond, home of Knuckle Busters. With their ASE certified technicians, why would you go anyplace else? They repair domestic and imports, air conditioners to Z-bars. Knuckle Busters Auto Repair. Call 765-488-1470 and tell them to go Knights!
L&S Lumber Hardware and Supplies in Greens Fork. Walk into what a hardware store should be. Filled with Valspar paint, Red Ryder wagons, generators, old Milwaukee power tools, and DeWalt power tools. Animal feed, lawn and garden supplies. Make sure you ask about our pole barn packages. L&S Lumber, Hardware and Supplies in Greens Fork.
We would love to invite you to Life Spring Students, our youth group at Life Spring Church that is just south of Northeastern on 27. We meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. You can grab some pizza or a snack from our cafe and then hang out with your friends until 7 p.m. At 7, our student band leads us in some worship through music, and we have a lesson from God's Word, the Bible. We then split into small groups based on grade and gender to apply what we have learned and pray with one another. Find out more at lifespring.tv/student.
Martin's Country Mart, US 27 Fountain City. Swing in and grab a coffee or a frazzle. Maybe a fountain drink at Martin's Country Mart. We also have all your favorite snacks, bottled drinks, and of course, sweet bakery items. Plenty of accessories for dinner. And don't forget the grill menu, covering lunch, dinner, and of course, the kids' favorite, pizza. Martin's Country Mart, Fountain City.
When it comes to your home, you don't just want the job done. You want it done right. At Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, we believe your space deserves craftsmanship you can trust at a price that makes sense.
From remodeling and restoration to custom trim work, interior painting, interior and exterior doors, or even that deck you've always wanted, every project is handled with care, attention to detail, and a personal touch. Call Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, where quality meets character.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, and now it's time to break down that sectional. Boys basketball sectional starts tomorrow night, and as a reminder, the games will be on, all the sectional will be on the Knights Broadcasting Network. I think, in honesty, I think that we are the only place in the state that a single broadcaster broadcast every game of the sectional.
Well, if that's the case, we've kind of made that commitment when we first started doing this, that we would broadcast all the games, because we recognize a lot of these schools don't have a broadcast team that does their games, so gives them an opportunity to be our subway player of the game, or we talk to their coaches and get to know them a little bit, put them out on the air, and I think they appreciate it, and we enjoy doing it. So we're happy to do that, Jerry.
Well, let's dive in. Game one.
Game one is
Union County, Hagerstown.
Well, Hagerstown has suffered an injury, unfortunately for them. Their starting guard, who's only a sophomore, Jacob Troutwine, has injured. And so he won't be playing, and that's unfortunate, because you want to see everybody full gear.
Very unfortunate. And, and if it was a 3 or a 4 or something like that, I could say,
Yeah.
okay, this may not be that big a deal. But being your point guard,
that's
your ball handler, that weighs a little bit more. Do I think Union County will beat Hagerstown because of that?
No, probably not.
Probably not. But it will probably shave 5 to 7 points off the game. So honestly, I think that's probably going to end up being about a 10 to 15 point ball game.
Well, we'll see. Got to play the
Yep.
game, all right? And all of these things, you got to play the game, okay? It doesn't matter,
Yep.
who's better or what's going on. But you look at, let's say a little bit about Union County. They had a couple of players from last year that transferred to Randolph Southern.
Yeah.
And they're taking Randolph Southern, they're not in
Yeah.
this sectional, but boy, they're having a great year. And a lot of it is because these two young guys that used to play for Union County. And you got to think that's got to be for a coach.
Yeah.
And I think the Union County coach, he's a local guy, Jameson Walters is his name. I think he's a good coach.
No, I think things are good there. I just, when your nucleus leaves, it's tough. I tell you what, they've got some size on that team.
Yeah, they do.
They've got some size, but they're young.
Yeah. So we kind of think Hagerstown's probably going to, but you never know. That's why.
You never know. But if you're just looking on paper or watching John Harrell, that's probably the way everybody's going to lean.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the second game tomorrow night, Jerry. The Knights will play Winchester in a rematch from a couple weeks ago, and Winchester won that by 2. It's probably a toss-up again at this point.
I think this one's I think of all the games, this one might be the old grab the coin, flip it in the air, and see.
Yeah.
And I think this one here could be one of those, again, a 1 to 5 point ball game.
Yeah.
And that's could be either direction on the board.
And really, when you come to sectional play, you want tight ball games.
Yeah.
You want good ball games. You don't want blowouts. So, it could go either way. The Knights have lost. They went to Winchester, lost by 2. They were in, it was a tight ball game. So I think we're expecting the same thing tomorrow night. The Knights could win.
Yep.
Or Winchester could win. I think it's a toss-up at this point. It just depends who's playing their best basketball at this point in the season. I don't think honestly, the game from a couple weeks ago, I don't think those games are going to have an effect on that game's going to have an effect on this game here. So, we'll see. That's what we'll say about that one. We're homers. We want Northeastern to keep going.
Yep.
But, it could go either way.
Then we go to Friday.
Friday.
First game Friday was going to be that winner between Union County and Hagerstown, which we're going to predict Hagerstown.
Right.
And then Hagerstown, Centerville. I think you have to lean to Centerville
Well,
on this.
I think lean heavily, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially with Troutline being out for them. I don't know who they have to replace them. But, Centerville's been the class of the league this year, okay? They're like 24-2 or 22, whatever their record is. They've only lost a couple games. And you got to say, they're the favorite by a lot.
Yeah.
And to knock them off is going to take a special effort by any team that plays them. So honestly, you got to give the nod. They're playing well. They've played well all year. They've got those 5, probably 6 seniors that they play.
Yep.
I think they go probably 8 deep, which is a good depth.
Yes, it is.
For a high school team. Honestly, it's Centerville's. This sectional is Centerville's to win, and everybody's going to be trying to knock them off. So you got to give them the nod at that point, unless something comes up.
And anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I always in volleyball always said teams are one injury away from a season being over.
Right.
And anything can happen. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Don't get me there.
Yeah.
But anything can happen.
Yeah, and Centerville is the defending champion.
Yeah.
They knocked off Northeastern last year in the sectional, so they're the defending champion there. But I think we will say this, and it's not controversial. It's Centerville's sectional to lose at this point. Now the other team would be Shenandoah that played that second game Friday night.
Well, they played the second game, and I would say, in my professional opinion, which is worth about nothing, if Winchester would beat Northeastern and that's who would match up, I'm giving, because I don't think Winchester and Shenandoah is going to match up well, so I give that to Shenandoah.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Okay. If Northeastern is in that game, then I'm still going to give an edge to Shenandoah, but it's not going to be a big edge.
I think it's a better matchup.
Yeah.
I think it's and we're just being honest here.
Yeah.
What do we know,
Yeah.
Jerry? But I think that would be a tougher matchup for Shenandoah. Now Shenandoah, they're like 18-5,
Yeah.
so they've had a good year, and they're a senior heavy team also. So these guys have been there a long time, and there's a lot to be said for that. So you take like Northeastern, a lot of first timers in there, playing in a sectional game, meaningful minutes. So you got to give at this point. Unless something happens, right? We'll always go back to that. Probably Shenandoah, whichever team wins, will have the edge on Friday night.
Yeah.
But I think from Northeastern's standpoint, this is like the Winchester game. I think it's a game they could win or a game they could lose.
Absolutely.
All right? But you're going to have to be playing your best basketball, if you're going to knock them off.
Then we go to the championship game on Saturday night, and if it is Centerville and Shenandoah, I'm still going to I'll give that edge to Centerville.
Yeah, I will too.
Would I be surprised if the Raiders win that game?
It
wouldn't surprise me.
If that's the matchup, okay? Let's say that's the matchup. I think probably, if you look at this, probably Shenandoah matches up with Centerville better than anybody else.
I agree with that.
In the sectional at this point in time.
Yeah.
Now, if it's the Knights that make it there, because we are the Knights Broadcasting Network, you got to feel there's going to be some motivation going on there. You have to get blown out a couple of times during the year. There's going to give the edge to Centerville by a long shot here, but it would be an interesting matchup at that point, Jerry.
But it is the state tournament, and things do happen.
They do. So, anyways, should be fun. Sectionals are always fun. We had girls sectionals, and now it's the guys' term. And that first game's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Hagerstown. We'll have every game. But get on out there because it's a lot of fun, and support your team, whoever they are. So.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up on Knightline Live.
Holistic financial services and professional advice to help you manage and preserve your assets. Welcome to Private Wealth Management at Old National. Here, we provide financial planning and investment strategies from Old National Wealth Advisors and premier banking services from Old National Private Banking to help you plan for and tackle your broader financial needs. It's time to explore Private Wealth Management at Old National. Learn more at oldnational.com/private.
Your school helps shape the person you become, opening your mind to new ideas and belonging to a community. Whether it's earning an advanced degree, joining the FFA, pushing your health and wellness, playing in the band, or playing on the field. It's a safe place where everyone knows your name, and a kid can be a kid. The halls of today filled with the leaders of tomorrow. Northeastern.
You've had a hard day at work, and all you want to do is sit in your lounge chair in the nice cool air? Then it hits! The AC's not working. The living room feels like the Sahara Desert. Call Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. In just a short time, it'll be nice and cool. And then all you'll need is a sign that says, "No penguins allowed." Call 765-966-0994. Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Proud sponsors of the Knights. Did someone say boom, baby? Call Scoretti Pyrotechnics at 765-977-2757. Scoretti Pyrotechnics has performances for birthdays, weddings, school athletic events, other occasions, and of course, the 4th of July. Scoretti Pyrotechnics are proud supporters of Knights Athletics. Boom, baby! Smith, McQuiston, and Webster Funeral Home has proudly served the Fountain City area since 1886. From the time you walk up the steps, Funeral Director Keith Webster's goal is to carry forward the legacy of personal service established by the Smith and McQuiston families. Using modern technology and good old-fashioned attention to detail, we will strive to earn your confidence in us by treating families the way we think we would want to be treated. Smith, McQuiston, Webster Funeral Home. Rick, thank goodness somebody called timeout because I am hungry.
I'm starved, Jerry. Hey, with 3 different Richmond locations and 1 in Hagerstown, there's a Subway sandwich shop near you.
And you can always order off the app and curbside pickup. The drive-thru's always open, and the way that I prefer it, I just like to walk in.
Here's your sub.
Listen, Subway, eat fresh.
Go Knights!
And welcome back, Knightline Live, and we have a ladybug flying around here, so spring is around the corner.
It might hit the camera. It might get on the lens.
So this week, Rick, just to wrap up, wow. Sectionals tomorrow night, 6 o'clock and 7:30. All those games will be on the Knightline Knights Broadcasting Network. I'm getting
It's been a long day, Jerry.
It's a long day.
Been a long day.
And then we'll be back on Friday and Saturday. It'll be me and Don Beatty, and I think Rick will be doing some coaches' interviews.
We'll be doing something, right?
And
we'll be doing our Subway players of the game.
Subway players of the game and all that.
We'll do the whole thing. I want to thank Kevin and Ryan for coming from baseball. We had great conversation. So I think that's it, Jerry.
I think we're done. So, hey, we'll see y'all tomorrow night at Hagerstown. It's been another good night.